Good evening, my dear colleague and the others. Watch. I shall speak. I am Professor Dr. NADA KOSTIĆ, MD, PhD, specialist of internal medicine and endocrinologist. And I was a Minister of Health in 2000, after Milosevic in our country, in Belgrade. Then I was a member of Parliament, not now, but before, and I was in politics about 25 years. And because of that, I'm a humanist. I want to save the people, to save the lives, to save the people from the various diseases, to find treatment for oncologic illnesses and for atherosclerosis and the other chronic disease now, the diabetes and the others. And now we have COVID-19 agenda. We speak about that is COVID gate, COVID fascism, COVID terrorism. It is, for me, pandemia, because it was a plan many years ago, and that plan have goal depopulation, because we must be about 500 million people on the world. And because of that, some group of, not scientists, but doctors, yes, and people from politics, from bankers, from some secret associations, they have many money, and they speak us about their plans. And one plan now is COVID-19. And every time during evolution and during historia, we see that depressia or inflation, big inflation of money, were first, then after that monetary fall, that would some pandemia, and that would some war on the world. But First World War, Second World War, now is the Third World War. But it is done the same as the other wars. I think about industrial revolution, and every time when we have some industrial evolution and some quant jump in energy, we have some pandemic also. It was with Spanish flu, it was with typhus during First and the Second World War, and now it is with virus named COVID-19, but we don't know, is it virus cause of that illness? I must say that somebody said that it is not natural virus, but it is virtual virus from laboratory, like HIV, and Dr. Montaigne told us that he see something modification of virus with two segments of HIV virus and SARS, which is in connection with protein, and then it is packed with in some bottles, many bottles, and on the temperature, I think about minus 70 Celsius, and they put them out. We must prove that. We didn't prove that as true, but I have some idea with that. I have some idea that we may take the serum of all the people which have clinical picture of that COVID-19 to find positive HIV virus, and that would make the true, the really state of, the really cause of that pandemic. It wasn't pandemic because mortality and morbidity it wasn't very small, not for pandemic. And Dr. Ferguson, which worked for Fauci, we know, last time when in 2009, also prognose. His prognose was more higher mortality and more higher morbidity, and it isn't good. He have done mistake, and after that boards in every country, in every government, are put us isolation, rigorous measure, put us on isolation, put us on mask, which is very dangerous, also dangerous for our health, and also they believe that that is a real infection that may jump from me to you and then. But it isn't true, because many families are together and one was ill, the others nothing. We have some how to say, I think about it very much, and I have read many journal about that, but I think that only virus would not do it, everything we have seen in clinical picture of that people who are in COVID hospitals. Every hospitals in every country are COVID hospitals, and it is also big mistake. PCR test is the first one. It's number one. It's a base on which they made statistics for everything, and it is not true statistics, and PCR test is only genetic test for investigations, for scientists, not for clinical practice, not diagnostic. It is not valid in 97% of people. It's false positive. False positive but help people. It isn't real true. We must stop with PCR test now, tomorrow. It's the first thing. Then the second thing is some causes that help that pandemic, such as 5G. 5G with 4G together make many dangerous things for our health. Because I shall speak about that after. It's a little speak about COVID-19, but I shall speak about it because it's microwaves, but very high electromagnetic energy, about 10 million microvolts. They made many things in our cells, in our body, in our cells. Because of that, it's like systemic disease. First, it's hypoxia, because molecule of oxygen can go to every cell in our body. But if 5G put them to two atoms, it isn't molecule of oxygen and couldn't be with our erythrocyte. And also many scientists found that after 5G, which is near us, can make many changes in our picture of erythrocytes from the microscope. And first we have a normal state. After 5G we have rouleau formation. Rouleau formation are many erythrocytes with very near each other. And the third thing is a big fields of erythrocytes like coagulum, because of many steps of process of coagulation in our body, and fibrogen and something else. And because of that, on abduction, many countries like Russia, Germany, Italy, I think America also, found that coagulums in our veins and arteries, and because of that, D-dimer, it's a parameter for coagulum, are 2 or 3 times higher than normal. We found many things that we have seen in our patients, and it comes from 5G and 4G also. We must stop them. We must put them off, not switch them, then after that not use it, because it's military energetic system for kill the people. By medicine, in that case, about my speak. And then the third is chemtrails. Chemtrails are metals, some metals. Aluminium is the first. And metals, morgellons, these microorganisms, and some poison like sarin, ricin, tabun, cyanides. They push us with many aerosols with death on the earth when we sit everywhere. It's very dangerous. I speak about the toxicologist analysis in each case of COVID-19, but our government said no toxicologist analysis and no scanner of the lung, and no abduction. Because of that, we could find the real cause of that pandemic. And in Serbia is a deep state. Our government is a deep state. Our people are not the deep state, but our government are the deep state, and they put us on rigorous measure. They put, when they want one or the other thing in their politics, and because of that, numbers of ill people, and dead people are grow up very much. And it is a crime. It is a crime for mankind. It's a very, very big evil on the earth in that third war. Now, I must say that treatment also, there was no treatment, real treatment. There are some parasitic, anti-parasitic drugs, good for that, and nothing else on respirators. Respirators is very bad. Many of them have hundred milliards from the corruption with that respirators, but they are very, very they are thinking not to put their people, that cases, they are only when your muscle for breathing are out, you put them on respirator. But not that. They put them early, more earlier than they treat. And because of that, there are many dead people in our country. We must know that it's a global thing, global around the world, and every government are the same. In every country were the same situation, but people stand up, and I hope, my name is Hope, and I hope that there will be the end of that pandemic now. But they speak, Gates, Soros and the others. First Gates. He isn't doctor, he isn't scientist, he isn't nothing, but he have money, and he speak about how to bring us vaccine. There are many vaccines which has made before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, they have there. They want to bring to people, to human race, to see what they done. It isn't vaccine. It isn't real vaccine. It is very big mistake to put them to people. There have many dangerous side effects like allergy, anaphylaxis, and something else, paralysis, neurovascular diseases, and something illness, and cancer at the end, and many Voderg and Eden, which was a director of vice director of Pfizer, they said no any vaccine. It isn't important to bring any vaccine in that case, COVID-19, because we are at the end of that pandemic, but it wasn't pandemic, it was everything, maybe epidemic, but I think no, it's something like mild flu, nothing else. And because of that, Dr. Firmich, he is a lawyer, he's a famous lawyer in Germany, put everything about COVID-19, first PCR test, to ask for the people which are actors and the others which have some role in that pandemic to be processed and sanctioned. And they must say, you, no take any vaccine, because Chinese have vaccine in experimental phase. Also, Sputnik have vaccine which is not so dangerous like the others, but have something in it. I must say that in every case where we have from Spanish flu and the others some pandemic, people which didn't take vaccine don't have illness. And people which have took vaccine, they were ill. Because of that, we speak about vaccine, not so much vaccine during your life, because they make something in your natural immunity, immunologic system. It is not good. Our immunologic system is very good, the best, I think the best. It's a little about something, and I must say that after that all governments and all boards in every country must go to the prison, because they have done many bad things. They take money for every ill people which come to COVID hospital, and they take $4,000 and $8,000 for each one which go on respirator. It isn't good. There were many bad things, but we must take them to prison, because our health and our life are on the first place in our life. I am a fighter, and I shall fight against everything like that COVID-19. I think it's enough for you. I am from Serbia, from main town, capital town Belgrade, and I'm in some associations foreign, because in our country there is no we have totalitarianism. We have only one man and only one, how to say, government and first minister to decide everything about our life. We haven't any human right. They take from us human rights, and it is the goal to have in the future some COVID passport, which we may go when we want to go. We haven't. We are like a prison. It's a conslager, like Nazis. And Nazis, after Second World War, are not to go to prison. Very little number of them. But many of that scientists go to America, and they continue to do some bad things in technology, biology, and chemistry. And we are now in that case. Thank you very much. And I want to say not goodbye, but not another pandemic, and not another vaccine, and not new normal life. But I fight for normal life. Thank you.